Hello, it's Natalie Starfish and Sherlock the Corgi. We're going to be sewing today. All right, hop off. No, you're going to stay up here? What'd you do, turn into a cat? All right, we got charm squares. These beautiful charm squares. These are, I don't know, whatever charm square size are. And we're going to be attaching them to blue. We're going to be making a checkerboard. So we got three things we're going to do. We're going to cut the solid stripe. Oops. Gotta fix that. There we go. We're gonna cut the solid stripes. That's number one. Number two is we're gonna sew the charm squares to the solid stripes. Then we're gonna cut those off. So then we'll have a charm square sewn onto a piece of charm square sewn onto a piece of blue of the same size. There you go. That's what we're gonna be doing. Let's get to sewing. And don't forget to subscribe so you can see more sewing adventures with me and sometimes Sherlock. Sometimes he takes naps. So. All right, let's sew. Okay, now we need to make some stripes. So, if you've seen me before, you know that I try to get out of cutting as much as I possibly can. There's only the one thing I hate worse than cutting, and that's making the binding. Ew! All right, so we've got the selvage edge, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna snip these, we're gonna snip it a little bit there, and we're gonna rip the selvage off. And I have 2 yards, so this is gonna make some nice stripes. What's nice about ripping the fabric is it goes right along the thread line. So, oops, let's see. So you see we got some extra threads. It makes kind of a weird scrap because you got all these extra threads that just kind of get everywhere. But we've ripped the selvage off, and I'm going to take the selvage off the other side because I like ripping. I won't lie, I like the ripping part. It's kinetic, it's fun. Who gets to do this very often? Poof! All right, so now we need to make a stripe the same width as one of our, don't need so many, as one of our patches, our charm squares. Now, you know, there's like, oh, the charm square is supposed to be so big, but we don't necessarily need to worry about that. We need to know what is the edge of the charm square. So we've got the charm square down. We don't need that one. Got the charm square there. Let's get that on the edge. And we will make a little snip. Make a snip. All right. Then we rip that. So how many do we get with 2 yards? You know what, that's a good question. Let's see. How many of these do we need? We need several. So we'll fold it in half. Fold it in half again. And it looks like we can get 2 of those. Now after I rip these, I'm gonna have to iron. So can we get 2? About, so not quite. So we'll do this double and take one off. So we've got how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 2 is 16 minus 1, we got 15. So we need 15. We got 40, so we need more? Wait, 5 more? 5 more. Alexa, what's 5 times 15?
5 times 15 is 75.
Too many. Alexa, what's 4 times 15?
4 times 15 is 60.
4. So we'll make 3 more. Okay. So let's go back to here. Show you again. Got that down. Put our little charm square there. Now, could you cut it with the pizza cutters? Sure, why not? Boring. This works because fabric is a lot more strong than it used to be. The looms are better, the thread's better, the fabric's better. Now, if you're talking about old fabric, that's not going to work well with this. The fabric will rip every which way but Tuesday. and maybe twice on Thursdays, however that goes, I can't remember. This is the third one. I like ripping. I do, I like it. I will admit it. It's fun, it's fun, it's fun. And I now think 4 times 6. You know what? The camera's on. Can you do math with the camera on? Maybe you can, but I can't. All right, now I need to iron these. Because, oh, by the way, so when you rip, you get these really curly edges. Guess what you have to do? Iron, 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 iron. After every cutting, after sewing, after ironing, I said that completely wrong. After ripping and after sewing, you want to iron. That's one of the secrets to making your quilt nice and straight. So let's iron. All right, we're just ironing away here. So you'll notice when you're doing this, oh my goodness, strings, strings, and strings. Yes, that's true. You just pull them. Pull them and wind them up. Set them aside. Those are not the fun ones that get stuck in your vacuum cleaner. I know, that joke sucks, but it's true. Ooh, this looks nice and curly, huh? So yes, indeed. All right, a little distilled water. Make sure you label. You always want to know what you're squirting on anything we're using. Come on there. Let's do it a little bit more. Drench it. There we go. All right. Thank you, Sherlock. So far we've got this much string that we kind of call up. This is the stuff. And I just wanted to show you what's really, really awesome about ribbing along the thread line is it makes it super, super straight. You can't get a straighter cut than that. Thread is, you know, it's thread width, right? So there we go. Okay, next step. Step 1 was cut those stripes. Should have been rip the stripes. Rip the stripes! Number 2, sew the charm squares to the solid stripes. All right. So we're going to do it like a, what'd you call that? Assembly line. So we're going to do assembly line. So we are going to put a charm square down and we'll sew that. And then we'll put another charm square down and we'll sew that and we'll just keep going and going and going and going and going to have one big long stripe of charm squares sewn on. Hey, pretty cool. That's step 2. So let's get sewing. All right, so let's, thank you, Sherlock. So let's start sewing. We're gonna sew right along the side here. Like I said, we're gonna be doing assembly line. And then which way's up on the solid? I don't know. And I'm going close to the edge, but not quite on the edge. I'm gonna go ahead and have to cut twice. That's okay. I want to get these blocks nice and squared up, so. I'm not going back and forth. I'm just gonna keep going. So we got several on. We're just going to keep going. We're just going to keep sewing just like that. Okay, so thank you, Sherlock. We thought we could get 15 squares on here. We only have 14, which is fine. And then we'll cut these after we get the rest of them done. Then we'll iron them open and we'll have 2 squares sewn together. Look, little charm square and then robin egg blue, or do you think that's more turquoise? What do you think? Does it matter? It goes with the charm square. That's the most important thing. Here's kind of what the charm squares are looking like. So these are, we're in the pile of the blues at this point. And then the next ones are little Sherlock. We got thunderstorm. We got little not chickens. We got roosters. Look at those roosters. Checkers. And then we're getting into the reds soon. So we got a lot of the very similar patterns with the reds. So we got roosters on this stuff. Roosters. Aw. All right, keep sewing. Woohoo! All right, so we've got them all sewn together, and Sherlock is right here to give us a hard time. So we're gonna go ahead and trim these. And I'm not gonna rip this part. I'm gonna use the rotary cutter for that. So we'll just get little pieces here and there. I just looked up. Looks a little crooked, but it's fine. There we go. Let's get that lined up. Oh, and I just moved it. Okay. All right, and what? Wow, okay. All right, so no sitting and cutting. What we'll get, let's get that trimmed out right. All right, so we get these little pieces, and we will have squares that look like this. There you go. Woohoo! All right, we have 42 of these, and we have 1 square that look like that, so not full size. 42 is what you normally get when you're doing a charm pack, and the charm pack is from Missouri Quilt Company from Hamilton or Quilt Town, Missouri. And this was from a fabric haul that I did. I've actually got a video on my fabric haul, so I've got lots of different projects to do from that fabric haul. All right, I'm gonna keep cutting squares. I wanted to show you this. Thank you, Sherlock. I wanted to show you the rhythm. Sherlock, stop. I'm lining up on this side, and I'm cutting the square closest to here. Close the knife, and I'm turning this around, and I'm cutting that edge off with that free guy by measuring it against this side, which is still that side. Oh goodness, a little piece hanging off there, didn't I? There we go. I'm still on the measuring against the side that I sewed on, and then adding it to the pile. Ooh, there's the ones we cut. So that's the rhythm I'm doing. All right. Just in time, hi Sherlock. Thank you for your expert commentary. All right, so we've got all of our squares are sewn and trimmed, and now we're going to iron them open. I'm going to iron to the dark side, and we're just going to keep ironing all 42 of them open just like that. There you go. So, tap on that subscribe button. Keep on sewing along with our quilting and happy barking, happy sewing. All right, we'll see you in the next video where we will be working on getting these babies into a checker pattern. And if I can get this open. So what is a checker pattern? It'll look like that. Oh, bye. All right, see you next time. Bye.